The meaning of life is that we are in a simulation. Hello! So, recently I put up on my story that I wanted you to ask me some deep, meaningful questions and you guys delivered. So, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be answering some of your questions. Let's go! Holly CJR asked, why is your music so sad? No offense to your music, it's amazing. I'm a very sad person, Holly. So, I think the main reason I try to make like emotional songs, and sometimes more on the sad side of the emotional scale than the happy side, is because I absolutely love writing songs that make you feel something. And when it comes to misery and suffering and all the negative things, I find there's a lot more to write about, and it's something that people can relate to and share their own experiences with. Whereas happy songs, it's very hard to be introspective over being happy, if that makes sense. So when I'm in a really happy mood, I'm at a theme park, I don't necessarily question or think about why am I in such a happy mood. And from that point of view, it's not necessarily that interesting. But if you're feeling really down about losing your girlfriend or somebody has died close to you, these are all things that play on your mind and get you thinking. And from that point of view, they're really good from a lyric writing point of view. Either that or it's just kind of my skill set. But yeah, that's kind of why I write sad songs. Hope that makes sense. Stump Worthful asked, who do you aspire to be like most, although you're awesome already? Well, thanks so much. In terms of who do I aspire to be like, I guess, I know it's going to sound a bit cheesy, I try to be myself as much as I possibly can on social media. I don't want to be anybody else. I'm happy being who I am. So from that point of view, I do genuinely try to put out myself, even if it means I'm not always the most attractive person, or I can have a good laugh about something, whereas some other artists might be really serious. So I think from that point of view, I always try to be myself. In terms of people I look up to and inspire me, I guess, Chris Martin from Coldplay is like, I'm massive, I love Chris Martin. Dodie, independent artist, is really really inspiring from the fact that she's independent and she's managed to get to where she's got to. I guess Lewis Capaldi is pretty funny. I enjoy like Lewis Capaldi's social media. So yeah, I think any artist who is like authentically themselves without it being some pretentious artsy looking thing, unless that is really who they are, I tend to find myself more interested in their kind of music than people who are more just out there with a social media presence for the sake of having a social media presence, I guess. Hope that answers the question. Sheeplam7 asked, have you ever written a song about anyone? I think this is a bit of an easy question for me, because I guess pretty much every song I've ever written is about someone, or at least how my experiences have related to the people around me. I think the most real songs and the songs that are most memorable are usually ones that come from very human experience. I'm not a huge fan of songs where they're just a bit more like about something abstract or something silly like, I don't know, cake. I don't know. For me, like, I can pretty much trace back any one of my songs to a person or interaction between people. And if you ever want to find out more of those things, I've got lots of other videos on this channel, or you can search on Genius for my lyrics, and sometimes I give a bit of explanation there behind the scenes. Bet you didn't know that. Phil is not available asked, well, you are available, Phil, if you're asking this question, if you know what I mean. Phil is not available. What for you is the meaning of life? It's different for everyone. Also, I love your songs. So thanks so much for saying you like my songs. And wow, what a question. Well, easy one for you, Phil. The meaning of life is that we are in a simulation. Can't even do it with a straight face. I think that is like one of the most difficult questions you possibly ask, and I'm too stupid a guy to like give anything particularly meaningful. But what I will say is this: I think like life is short. I think life is something that we should be grateful for. Like existence is better than non-existence, so even something is better than nothing. So I think for me, the meaning of my life is to make music and have as good a time as I possibly can. Which maybe that's quite selfish. It's a bit of a selfish meaning for me. But yeah, in terms of like, I mean, a better person would probably be like, yes, I want to world peace and cure humanity. I'm just like, I want to make tunes and do stuff. But I think like, it all really depends like on your background, different religions, different perspectives, but I don't think there's a straight, this is the meaning. One thing I do want to emphasize around this question, I guess, is I do think there's too much emphasis put on humans, in the sense that we think we're really special and really important, and you know, no matter what dramas we're having or world crises that are going on, such as pandemic or whatever, you know, in the grand scheme of this massive, potentially infinite universe that we're in, you know, what does it mean for you to be alive or me to be alive? We're very like small in such a big thing. So I would say don't overthink it, because maybe we're not meant to find out this thing. We're too small in the grand scheme of things, so don't worry about it. I hope that's helped. So there you go, consider yourself enlightened with my extra knowledge of stuff. Anyway, ring the bell for notifications, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Woo!